Hey guys, welcome back to Continuous Profit. Today we're talking about the excuse battle and how to win it. We've had so many people and so much feedback from all over the world in the studio and in Business Creator Club, and all we can talk about or see are those excuses. And Fonzie here with us came this morning and he shared an incredible thought after a blog and after a thing that he's doing that we're going to tell you in the episode. And I think it's a perfect solution for this, and it's going to help a lot of people execute and move the boulder forward. So if you want to jump the line, just go to bizros.co/monetize, submit your information, and we'll get back to you with a quick email so we can get started for free. Hey guys, welcome back to Continuous Profit. Happy beginning of September. Fonzie, how you doing, man? Welcome back.
Pretty good. I lost you. I lost you in the screen. I'm trying to find you.
Well, while Fonzie tries to find me, I hope everybody's doing good. We're approaching the last quarter of the year, and man, I hope you are getting all those goals, crushing them. I was reviewing my own goals this morning, and I think we're in a good path because I didn't have like really personal goals lined up, and now I do. So now I have a path to follow. So I hope you are too. You find me, Fonzie?
Strategy, constraints.
Do you find me? Can you see me now?
I found you. Yeah, I'm looking
perfect.
at it right now.
Well, dude, welcome back. So this morning in our call, you were sharing with me a 1-minute vlog from our friends at My First Million, right? Shampuri.
Yes, sir.
Walk me through it a little bit. You sent it over. I read it. I liked it. But why did it resonate?
Dude, I'm trying to find it now. You should have prepped me so I would open it beforehand.
The prep was this morning. I told you we're going to be talking about this.
Let's test my memory. I mean, it was talking about excuses and how excuses are just reasons, right? So people see excuses mainly as negative, but it's all about perception, right? You can use your excuses to turn something also into something positive at the end of the day. It's a choice. So the example that he shares on his blog is, he wakes up early, he feels sluggish, he's like, okay, I'm tired, maybe today I'm not gonna work out. That is an example of a negative excuse. The example of a positive excuse is somebody that wakes up, they're tired, they feel sluggish, but they say, you know what, I'm actually going to work out to not feel this way the rest of the day. So they use the excuse in a positive way. That is the balance.
I like it. Why did it resonate with you?
I mean, because obviously, you're full of excuses, bro. So I had to change something.
Wow, way to throw me under the buzz. A non-existing buzz.
It resonates because, personally in the fitness side, since I became a dad, I guess I've been working on that dad bod. Nah, I'm kidding. But I've definitely haven't been, as diligent with my workouts, with probably my own health. So it resonated on that sense. But also, lately we've been pretty deep into certain parts of the business, right? Whether that is our team, talent. Can we reframe the way they see at excuse ourselves, right? We have priorities as well. Are we making negative excuses towards not doing those priorities, or are we creating positive excuses to actually take action into those priorities? So, it resonates in an overall manner. Just more than anything, it wasn't a new teaching. It was a reminder, right? A reminder of the power of choice. We can choose to take positive action or negative action. At the end of the day, your result is a compounding effort of all your choices and decisions. And, if excuses are the reasons with which you make a choice, why don't we just use those and flip them to have positive choices at the end of the day so they can compound into positive results? Yeah.
I like this a lot because when you mentioned it, obviously at a personal level, I think we can all relate, on the dad bod. Just wait for, Selena to tell you why are you fat, and then, you're not going to find any more excuses anymore.
It ain't happening.
That's what happened with me.
Me and my wife made a bet for this month. We have to work out every day of the month. And if I miss for every day that I miss, I have to cook dinner for the whole family.
That's a big
And then there's a challenge for her if obviously like she misses a day as well. She already did her workout today, so now it's my turn. It's on me. Am I going to make a negative excuse or am I going to make a positive excuse?
Yeah, I think that's good because the last couple of office hours in Business Creator Club, which by the way, if you can go to Business Creator Club, if you're interested in learning more, go there. We've been starting to build a little nice group and hold each other accountable. But I think that was one of the topics, right? Because especially with content creation, whatever you do, podcasting, clipping, live, anything is a new habit that we're building. You as a business owner, you might have incredible skills at what you do for your business, right? Like you might be an expert in your topics, but when we tackle creation, it's a whole new skill that we're unlocking, not let alone putting our thoughts out there can be like really intimidating, right? Even though if you are the expert, like we've seen it all over the place. And we have a couple of people in the studio that, for example, last month we had incredible meetings and they come in and they're so excited to see the space. They're in their mind. I think they think they're ready to get started, but when the day comes to actually start recording, a lot of thoughts come into mind, right? A lot of excuses, right? Maybe, hey, I have to drive, or my co-host is not coming, or I have to still convince my co-host, or I don't think I'm ready for this, right? So like Fonzie said, are we going to use that as fuel to actually push forward and then create something cool? And, or are we just going to stop doing it, right? So we have to, I think, make a decision at that point, and it's just a starting. I think today every single business has to be online at a certain degree, right? Your format, you decide on what format you do it, but with every single format of creation, you're gonna find excuses everywhere, right? Like, oh, I don't have the right equipment, or oh, I don't really know my message, or oh, all these things. Are we actually gonna level up and move things forward? And it ultimately is your choice, right? If you don't want to do it, it's going to be really hard to do it.
I think it also goes back to knowing what you want, right? Like from the business standpoint and content creation, right? If you put a goal of I want to generate, X amount of leads or X amount of conversations, right?
Yeah.
This month, and the vehicle that you chose to do so is content, then why aren't you creating the content, right? Are you creating excuses, negative excuses towards that? Like, I don't have the equipment, stuff that my brother just mentioned. I don't know the message, the format, whatever it is. Or are you going to turn that into a positive excuse and be like, you know what? Actually, the more content I create, I can use that as a filter to know what my message is going to be. Or I can use that as data to know what hooks are working, what formats are working better and resonating with the people that I want to help, right? So at the end of the day, like, have a goal. Obviously does work, right? Like, what is, that place that you want to get to? And then are you making the right choices to get there? And of course, there's days you will want to make negative excuses. I'm guilty of that. I totally understand, there's plenty of times where I don't want to record content. I mean, I don't super guilty of that, right? But at the end of the day, if you are not in front of your customer, putting your message out there, is it really, how's somebody going to find you if you don't put yourself in front of them?
Yeah, absolutely. And you have something prepared that you're starting experimenting with, our cousin, which, a little backstory. He'd also started, he's joining me as a co-host of the Mass Life show every Wednesday night. That's our Spanish show, for those wondering what that is. And then, all this creativity kind of like started to explode because he became really comfortable on camera. He also has a new goal for his business. And, you've been kind of experimenting of like what to do next when it comes to our programs and content momentum, apart from the production side. And you have something really cool that are working with him that I think we're going to do like a soft launch here with the people that are on the show. And if you're listening and you're interested, Fonzie is going to walk us through a little bit of that. And if you're interested, you can go to beastresults.co/monetize, and we'll send you a quick link with a little survey. See if you are a good fit for this, which I think if you're listening to this podcast, you want to level up and you want to move things forward. So I'm excited. And also, I need a little push for Fonzie to get started with this with other people. But before that, I remember before you announced this thing, I remember when we went to that podcasting conference and we were like walking through like all the sponsors like area. And I think there was like a couple of people are like, oh dude, that's so awesome. Like, look at this list of all this equipment. Like, how old is your podcast? We were asking, and they're like, no, we haven't launched yet. And they had like a list of like $5,000 worth of equipment. It's like, why haven't you started yet? And it's like, I need to get all this stuff. And like, dude, like there was nothing like worse like inside of me that it's like fire. I was so angry. I'm like, you can just start with your phone, you know? So guys, if you are that person that's waiting for the right equipment or the right light or, you know, whatever it is, you can publish from like these little devices, and we're happy to support you there in Business Creator Club. So there's ways that you can make it look sound and provide a ton of value to your audience. So anyways, don't make excuses, do positive excuses.
I think a little self-assessment that you can do is whenever you make a choice or you're about to make a choice, you can ask yourself, is this choice going to get me closer towards my goals?
Yeah.
Or is this choice gonna leave me in the same exact place that I am at? And I don't want people to confuse this either with hustle culture. You know, choice always has to be a work. Choice can be intentional rest, right? That might help you getting towards your goal as well. So I just want to make that disclaimer right there, because a lot of people might be like, oh bro, like, you know, bro marketing, whatever. No, that's not what I'm talking about. So am I going to be able to say this thing or not?
Oh, wait. Dang, I had a thought and I lost it. It's okay. I guess you're going to say this thing that you've been working on. But, the thing I want to say is like, there's people coming in like in our show now that are brand new to us. So we've shared this story plenty of times. We were there. We were making excuses for 3 years before starting to publish. We even invested in the equipment, which by the way is the same equipment that we're using today, 600 episodes later, right? And it collected dust in a closet because we thought we weren't ready. And I'm doing air quotations here, for the perfect podcast, right? We even had these like cameras, DSLR cameras at 20-minute timers on them. It just made the process so much harder. And then we were, you know, we had our moment where we were like, screw this. And we just started recording on Facebook Live from our phone. And that was the birth of Content is Profit. And, you know, from that moment on, everything changed and, you know, it allowed us to move forward in our business. So just know that we've been there. We can share many of these stories. You're like, oh, it's easy for you to say, blah, blah, blah. No, man, it's still hard.
There's plenty of stories.
Yeah.
All right.
What are you doing?
Well,
So
talking about choices, strategies, if right now at this point you find yourself maybe, you know, at a crossroad with the choices that you're taking or don't know exactly which choice to make towards turning your content into profit, so I'm running a series of one-on-one challenges. So it's just going to be me and you, and it's going to be for 5 days in a row, right? It can be either phone, Zoom, whatever it wants. I like looking at people's faces, so I prefer Zoom. But the whole idea is to jump on a call, right, for 5 days in a row. And at the end of those 5 days, you're going to have your strategy, right? Strategy of exactly what to post, how to say it. And I to put those constraints so your decision making gets easier. So there's no excuses, right? So all you do is you make positive excuses about creating content. You have already kind of like the roadmap of, you know, where you want to go and how to get there. And after a challenge, you're going to have that roadmap, and all is there for you to do is just execute on it. So if you want to take me up on that offer, if you want, you know, to jump 5 days, hang out 5 days with me, just go to bizroadcontentmomentum.com/monetize.
No, what are you doing? Bizroad.co
I don't know, bro.
/monetize. Bizroad.co
there we go.
/monetize. Easy peasy.
I clearly didn't know that.
Let's clarify a couple of things. It's not 5 days retreat with Fonzie 24/7. No, it's legit like 10 minutes a day for 5 days
like
back
50,
to back.
15-20 minutes a day.
Okay, because I would not sign up for that.
I will say I've been doing the calls in the weekends too. We can talk about that if you want. You know, you don't want to worry about the weekends. I like that just because it's, you know, back-to-back days and you have the information fresh and the motivation. I will be sending you a little bit of homework while we do all these things because, you know, we mentioned it before. We don't want to be known just for fluff information, but for like action taking, right? That is kind of like what our community, the Business Creator Club, was built on. Is like, we don't just want to have courses or whatever. We want to help people actually take action. So you're going to have a little bit of accountability, a little bit of homework, but at the end, you're going to have something tangible that you can use, for the rest of the year to get closer to your goals in terms of content.
Yeah, I love this. I think obviously, when you came with this idea, it resonated so much because I think at a subconscious level, you and me were those accountability partners, and we were putting those action points when we first started, Content is Profit. And, we've seen so many incredible things happen since then. So we kind of know like what that can do. Obviously, content has evolved, and if podcasting is not an option for you, totally understand. I mean, it might not be an option for a lot of people, but the interesting thing about this challenge is that it's personalized to you and your style, your message, what you want to do. And by the way, it's completely free. Like, we're doing this for you. It will be paid in a near future, but for now, full disclosure, is brand new. We're building it with you. The feedback has been incredible with the people that have been doing it so far, and enlightening. So very excited. bizros.co/monetize. If you want to hang out with Fonzie, if you are bummed because you're not going to hang out with me, it's okay. I can come in and I can say hi. Totally okay. And then if you want to, we're going to send you a quick survey. Probably like 3 or 5 questions ish, Fonzie? A little bit?
Up. Not too many questions.
Not too many questions, but we do need to know kind of where you're sitting and kind of what the goal that you want, and then we're gonna go from there. But yeah, tiny challenge. Here we come, baby. Sweet.
Yeah. Shout out to Richmond Din, which hopefully he comes to the podcast one day.
Yeah, he's coming to the podcast. We're talking to their team, and we're coordinating a date to make sure that he can come. Yep. Sweet, man. Awesome. So, I mean, you've done this challenge now for a couple of days. What have been some of the positive, feedback that you've gotten from it?
I mean, clarity is the main one. It's on our end is really good. Also, think about this. You're talking one-on-one with the person that you're trying to help. You're going to get some good information that you can use in your marketing. So obviously that's a big incentive for us to do this. We want to have closer conversations with you guys. So, obviously we can keep nailing down our message further. But in terms of feedback, has been clarity, the fact that they actually have to do stuff, put it into action. And then, that's pretty much it. Like there's motivation and momentum, not just like empty motivation. We're acting upon it to actually drive results.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I got a text last week says, this is incredible, intense. Oh, this is a little special case because I think you're dedicating a little bit more time to this person, but it's been so awesome for real. I've gotten a ton of clarity, and I think like clarity is going to help move mountains. When we've discovered obviously podcasting for us, that's what did it. It was clarity. We'd be like, this is the one thing that we're going to do for, a few years. And here we are, 5 years later doing podcasting, and it helped remove the friction that we talk about, in other podcasts. So I'm excited, man. Thanks for bringing these ideas. Thanks for sharing the newsletter this morning. Shout out to my first million peeps and Shampoo for his like incredible insight newsletters and different tips.
Yeah.
And so bizros.co/monetize if you want to be a part of that initial wave of tiny challenges with Fonzie and myself. And if you're interested in the community, which we'll be rolling it out with people in there, businesscreator.club, coming hang out. Right now, I think there's a promotion that we have the first 30 days for free, and you get Money Models book absolutely free as well. So just let us know. We're here for you. We're here to move the content boulder ahead and help you push it. That's a great analogy, content boulder. Also, hey, you did share something with me. What was your golden boulder of one of those sessions? Do you remember? You're like, oh man, you have to remind me. I wrote it down. Hold on.
I mean, I know what it is.
Oh, you know what it is? Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Well, share away, my man. Share away.
I committed it to memory. Well, the thing is, as we were talking, and obviously this person was getting more clarity at the same time, I keep asking, like, am I overwhelming you? What are you learning? Blah, blah, blah. And we lean on a game plan. And for context, this person wants to coach other people. So he has a coaching business, right, towards other people. And he'll just tell me this conversation that he had with somebody that is interested in working with him. And then I told him, okay, well, do you, help him out? Did you give him a game plan, etc.? Yeah. And the reason being is because awareness without a game plan is just a burden, right? That, to explain that, sometimes we're not aware of certain problems, but once we become aware and they consume part of our bandwidth, we immediately start thinking, okay, how do I solve this now? So you are doing a disservice to somebody if you're bringing these problems into their mind, right? If you're like bringing awareness to certain things, which awareness is good, but you're doing a disservice if you're also not teaching them how to solve them and you're not giving them a game plan with it, right? You're now creating more of a burden because they have another thing they gotta be worrying about. So that was the golden boulder, which was awareness without a game plan is a burden. So keep that in mind. Especially for education folks out there that, I feel we all fall in the trap of just sharing loads and loads of information. I think a lot of people confuse value with just information. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think, especially if you're in the, expert-based industries, like, the value comes from helping people solve their problems. Like, value comes from result. How much closer can you get, the person that you're helping towards their result? That is valuable. How do you do that? With game plans, with teaching them how to do the thing, not just telling them, hey, you have this problem. All right, see you later. Now that's a burden.
Dude, I'm excited. I'm so happy that, we've had these conversations. I'm very excited to see kind of where this leads. And I lean heavily into this because, one of our mentors is like, go do the unscalable. And then we saw the result of that person doing the unscalable. And then, moving forward. So I think for everybody, we do have to do some kind of that. So obviously that applies not only for us as a business, you guys we're documenting the journey also for, building our stuff, but also on the content side of things. Sometimes we have to get started with the unscalable and then move to the unscalable once we know and have that clarity. So I am convinced that this is going to help you achieve that. So again, bizbros.co/monetize, bizbros.co/monetize. Just submit your information there. We're going to get back with you on a quick email with 3 to 5 questions, and then we'll hop on the challenge. I'm excited. I hope to meet you.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Can I give a little more context before we leave? Something real quick that I want to add?
Of course.
All right, cool.
This is your
Obviously, hopefully this adds a little bit more clarity for who is this for, who might not be this for, right? But ideally, the people that we want to help in here already have some sort of offer, right? Something that already they can sell. That's going to work better, when creating this strategy. The strategy for the main part is because we are kind of like going to lean a little bit on the part of the service that we offer, which deals a little bit more with short form content, not as much as long form. But I don't want to deter people that, maybe their main strategy is long form content, YouTube channel, or some sort of podcast. Like, jump on that. That will work for you as well, creating that strategy. But mainly, I'll say the most benefit will be if you are trying to craft a strategy for short form content. And of course, having some sort of offers, whether they're validated or not yet. The idea is for strategy that's going to generate more conversations for you. That's pretty much it.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for hanging out. Go follow our social media if you want to connect there. We respond to those DMs at BizBrosCo in all the platforms. You can find me at Luis.creates or Fonzie Creates on social media. Just a quick warning, if you message Fonzie on social media, he might not get to you. So message me at Luis.creates.
Yeah, I do value my bandwidth a lot. So
Yeah.
the best way to get, if you want to get with me, join the challenge and let's have some
baby. Yeah. Or office hours on Business Career Club every Thursday. Let's go. Sounds good. All right. Thank you guys, and we'll see you soon. Take care.